So today we're gonna watch some FNAF videos. So, let's see which one to watch. Ooh, FNAF in Lego. Ooh, let's watch this.
What's it like using Sky's voice control?
Oh,
Well,
I don't
you can
care what you
ask
want.
for anything. Can you show something funny, please?
Close the door.
FNAF fan games are everywhere. They've become so popular that they have their own genre. But can you blame them? Hundreds of games are released every day, some so good that they become part of the official series, while others are interesting, to say the least.
Lots of pictures. Bro, look
And I'm thinking, how hard is it to make a good FNAF fan game? More than that, can I do it in a single week? Well, let's find out.
Come on.
Here's the thing. A week seems like a lot of time, but it isn't. And you might say, oh, what do you mean? It's a week. 168 hours, 10,080 minutes, 600,800 seconds. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right. Not. I've seen enough videos about game development to realize that this is the point where most people become overwhelmed by their own decisions. But not me. I'm one step ahead. So, I'll keep...
So the game plan he's doing. Okay. Hey Freddy, can you give me the ice cream I want already? Jeez, here. Dar.
my game small and simple. Why?
Because that's what the fan game gods would want.
And because I suck at coding. So I decided to find a simple fan game with easy mechanics and try to recreate it. And I came across Abandoned Fastburst Diner made by Larden, and before him, made by Ratzla. And before him, made by Ghost Games X. And now by me. I think I just became Ghost Game X's great-grandson. Hi, Pops! The game is a collection of mini-games where every character has its own section. Freddy will appear in your office hallway, and you must pay attention to his eyes. When his eyes are glowing, your task is to activate an audio signal that will bring him back on stage. Bonnie uses a similar mechanic. When you see his eyes glowing, you must shock him. He may occasionally appear on camera too with different eye color. In that case, you must press that corresponding color using the palette in the bottom left corner. Even though Chica lost her glow, the paying attention game is not over. Sometimes she will appear in the office without her cupcake, and to defend yourself, you must find and click the cupcake, which can appear on cameras 1 or 2. There is also the puppet, but his mechanic is the same as in the original, and I don't really plan to introduce him in my version. One reason being that I don't want to model him, and the other is I don't want to model him. So, yeah, you're out, buddy. Fan game or not, this is a mascot horror after all. And what makes a good mascot horror? Mascots. Which then bring the horror, or at least C-tier horror. And because I have a channel dedicated to character design, it would be a shame not to create my own designs for this one. After all, a week is a long time, isn't it? What? So I opened Blender, deleted this disgusting cube, added another one that's identical, made it round, cut it in half. I opened YouTube, searched for a Minecraft explosion, I overlaid it on top of the footage, I removed the background, and now we have models for the game. If you have problems, just try to change the explosion. It works every time. So naturally, as the third developer to recreate this game, I wanted to leave my mark on it. Lately, I've seen games that have abandoned the classic FNAF scrolling. Mostly, this feature brings a little life to the scene, thus becoming essential in any fan game. But in my case, the player has only one point of attention, so I will also give up the scrolling. So I created an inspiration board and got to work. Starting with the office, I came across this image of an office from the 80s, and I liked the perspective too much not to implement it. I kept some of the elements, just changed their position, and added others, such as posters and paintings. Yes, I chose Wolverine as Henry Emily.
Okay, that's stupid.
The original has this huge hall, similar to FNAF 2, but I want to change it to something more realistic, so I chose a door frame instead. By the way, thanks to all of those who helped me with the drawings. From here on out, the office is connected to the dining room through an L-shaped hall, the dining room being the largest one. I divided it into two, one part being the stage, and for a little diversity, I added a supply closet and a parts and service room. These two being my favorite, with parts and service being the best one. Now, coding is and will always be a game of try not to get a headache simulator. a game to which I lose continuously. It's so satisfying when you run the program and everything works as it shouldn't. It's fantastic. I love it. And I would like to show you some bugs that I encountered, but I made the mistake of not writing them down and kind of forgot about them all. All I remember is that when I tried to code Freddy's jump scare, the animation was stuck at the beginning. So I added another active object, which was the animation, stopped it, and made it invisible again when the jump scare counter was 0. And it worked! But apart from that, I don't really remember anything else. However, I can present you the new mechanics. I really liked Freddy's mechanic, so I decided to keep it and just change one thing. Now, if Freddy appears in the office, in addition to having to call him on stage when his eyes are normal, you will have to turn off the light in the office when his eyes are black. The same for Chica. I like the idea of having to find the cupcake on the cameras. The situation can become very stressful because you don't know if you'll be able to find the cupcake in time, and it fits the game's vibe. The only change I want to make is that instead of appearing only in camera 1 or 2, the cupcake will be able to appear on any camera. And to change the scenario a bit, for Bonnie's level, you'll need to charge a generator as he approaches you in the dark. To get rid of him, you will have to keep the flashlight on, but you must be careful because this will drain your generator power. Sound is the most essential part of any game. It strengthens emotions and shapes our experience. Sound effects add realism, the impression that you can interact with the imaginary world of the game, and the music creates the mood, going from calm to intense, guiding players through a roller coaster of feelings. It takes time to find the right sounds, but in my case, being under a deadline, I must hurry a little. It's day 6 at this point, and besides the sound design, today I must work on other stuff, like the main menu, and the win, and game over screens. So my plan is, first, I will try to find some sound effects that fit with the game, and if I don't, I will borrow some from their original FNAF games. Now, after a full week and a terrible backache from too much sitting, I managed to finish the game. But let's not celebrate yet. I have one more day left in this challenge, and I will use this day to test the game. So I asked a few people if they wanted to test my game and give me feedback. And among them are the developers of FNAF Candyland and FNAF 3 Museum of Wonders, as well as Razlad, one of the original developers. My grandpa, basically. I was a little afraid because I didn't know what they would think about the game, but they really liked it and helped me to improve some things. For example, because the rooms were too dark, it was quite difficult to find the cupcake. It's probably still hard to find them, but I want to see you struggling. Also, not specifying in the instructions for Bonnie that you must charge the generator. Some just use the flashlight, staying stuck in the level. They also gave me other tips on how I could improve the game, but with only a few hours left in this challenge, I just focused on fixing the bugs. As usual, the models and source code of the game are available to members for only $1.99. And while you watch this video, the game's released on GameJolt. You have a link to it if you want to try it. It is available for both Windows and Android. And if you like this video, try this one, where I made a FNAF game in...
What? Where am I? Where am I?
You're Android.
What are you?
I'm Weirdo Speed.